Alright, so I've got this set up so that for the time being it is slowly going to be moving the mana over to this new distribution center. Oh, there's my cart coming over. We'll have now an opportunity to see if he makes it all the way back correctly. So yeah, I'm just going to start the process of moving the mana. That's going to be my new mana center over here. But for now, I'm going to use this pool to demonstrate how we're going to make this thing stop when it's filled with mana. And the way we do that, and I'll probably have a tutorial on this too, is that we can use the fact that mana pools are actually redstone sensitive, specifically, not redstone sensitive, but they actually work with a comparator. So as you put more mana into a pool and have a comparator there, the output signal gets more and more and more with respect to how full the pool is. And we can use that actually to sense when the pool is full simply by adding a second comparator. Now, the way this is going to work is that we've got this comparator outputting a signal between 0 and 15 depending on how full the pool is. What we need this comparator to do is stay off until this signal reaches 15. And the way we do that is we grab ourselves a torch, which I don't have any sticks. Let's make more sticks. We need more sticks. Get ourselves a redstone torch here. We put that redstone torch right there, and then we lead in some redstone. There you go. So it turns off. And the reason it turns off is that, and I don't think it works, though maybe it does work. Does it work directly? It might work directly, and I never knew that. I've been doing things the dumb way. I think this works directly. Oh. I bet you this works directly. Okay, well, this is much simpler then. So, basically all we have to do is make sure that the redstone comparator... Oh, wait. I think this never turns on now that I think about it. I think this works to turn it off, but I don't think it ever turns on because it's not actually getting redstone in the back. I'll have to play with that. Let's go back to the original design because this is the other design that I've always used. And I think I've always used it because it doesn't actually turn back on. So you get your redstone on the ground here and you put your torch one space out. And that turns that guy off. Now this guy's going to sit there waiting for the signal in the back to match the signal that's coming in the side, that is 15. And that'll happen once this mana pool fills up. Now once that goes high, what we want it to do is deactivate everything. And that's actually pretty easy because we have one important choke point, and that's right back over here. Nope, we don't want it to do that. Let's bring it out one more here. And that choke point is this block here. Now, what's this going to do? Well, what's going to happen is that when this pool finally fills all the way up, this turns on. And this guy's going to send a signal down here. And I think that that's just going to be within range. If not, I'll have to put a repeater to make sure the signal gets across. But that'll basically force this block into the on position. So it'll essentially be giving it the same signal that this pressure plate normally does. And when this is high, it turns this torch off, which then stops this hopper. So when the mana pool fills up, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to turn this torch off, which is going to stop the hopper, which then will mean that it's no longer going to be dispensing charcoal, which in turn means that the charcoal is going to build up in the hopper, then build up in the oak drawer, and eventually build up into that hopper. When it builds up into that hopper, this minecart is going to just stay here because this hopper is never going to properly empty. And for some reason, it's not properly emptying right now. I have to figure out why it's not emptying that last piece. There's... What? Oh, it's because it's flowing out as fast as... It's probably because it got a whole bunch in it. Nerp. Taco's very good at this. Anyway. Let me just double check this. Oh yeah, there's tons in there. Okay, so, anyway. So that guy will just park up there until eventually mana comes down enough or whatever and stuff starts flowing again, at which point this hopper will eventually empty itself and then fire that guy back down there. Meanwhile, everything that's happening over here is going to start backing up too, because this is still going to be producing wood, and that wood is going to be going into our amaranth drawer up there. But because it's got nowhere to dispense to, it's just going to be filling this thing up with charcoal, this system here up with charcoal, until eventually the charcoal builds up, and then this thing has, and this hopper fills up. And finally, this furnace will fill up with charcoal as well, and it won't be able to make any more charcoal. It'll fill with wood, and then on back up to the top, until eventually the entire system will become full. And that's desirable because that means that there'll be a nice backlog of materials, so that if there's ever a situation where I need to use a lot of mana, then I just log off after I'm done using it all. It's going to have plenty of time to fill itself back up. And that's a nice descending control system. And I'm going to find out whether or not you can actually just do this directly, but I want to say no. And that, right there, is our mana system. Now, there are some additional improvements that'll be coming down the pipe. One, I should probably be having 2 trees over here instead of just the 1. 2 trees would be better, but, you know, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is start working on Thaumcraft. The reason being that if we get far enough in Thaumcraft, we can actually get a lumberjack golem, which will replace this entire shenanigans right here. Well, actually just the... Don't stand in the way of the cart. We want to make sure this gets all the way back. Why? Why did you stop like that? Why? Why? Is it because the track's off? I thought it was... Okay, so I think it's because the track's off. Let's remove that track. I think if we do this, like here, we put this rail instead to here, we'll just make this all... Nope, don't do that because you want to keep the rail. We'll just make this all booster track. That way it's only got to make it right around the corner here. I don't think booster track can be on a corner. At least not wooden booster track. Okay, so we're going to try that. Hopefully this will boost it enough to make it to here, in which case it's just going to make it all the way down. I think the problem we're running into is that because it's not, the track isn't powered, it doesn't actually have enough, or because the track is unpowered, it actually acts as a brake, so it actually stops the hopper, or not the hopper, but the chest cart. Anyway, so we can replace this whole shenanigans in the center here with just a single lumberjack golem, and the thing that's going to be excellent about that is that we could actually put way more trees in this area when using a lumberjack golem. And we could add, you know, because we can add more trees, we can add more munch dews, and it'll just improve the system as a whole. So Botania and Thaumcraft actually have a very nice overlap in tree farms in that you can have a golem chopping all the trees, which is far more efficient than most setups you can do with Botania, just because it doesn't cost anything once the golem is created. He just goes. And he does a pretty good job, and then you can use a hopper hawk to pick up the wood, which is better than using golems that collect things, because they're kind of... their pathing can be kind of wonky. And then you can use a Ranuncarpus to be planting the trees. And it's very nice dual system. And I think that's what we're going to be working towards next. Well, among other things. I think getting to golems is pretty huge. So at that point, it's time to switch gears to Thaumcraft, I think. Give me a few minutes to sleep and clean out my inventory, and then we've got a few things to do with Thaumcraft. And then I think after that we will be done for the evening, and we will start the next session with the extracurricular activity. Alright, so we finished automating the Endoflame, so we got one whole thing off the list. It's a pretty big one though, so I'm not sad that it's only that one thing. And hey, we got a text module back that I can use on something else. So now it's time to move over to do a little bit of Thaumcraft, and specifically I want to kind of take care of these first 4 things, because they're all pretty crucial to getting further in Thaumcraft. Now the first thing we're going to start with is the Thaumaturge gear. Thaumaturge gear is going to give us stuff to reduce the V cost of doing anything in Thaumcraft. So making a full suit of Thaumaturge gear is actually pretty crucial. At least the robes. I may also make the goggles. The goggles also have a synergy with that. Unfortunately, I built my goggles into my helmet, and they're kind of expensive, and I don't know if I can spare that much gold. But the Thaumaturge... I need my book. Thaumaturge gear is made out of the cloth, and cloth, I believe, is in Artifice. Yes, here it is. Enchanted fabric. So to do that, we take wool surrounded with string in an arcane workbench, takes one of each of the essences, and creates the enchanted fabric. You then just combine the enchanted fabric in your standard armor configurations with some various other V in order to get your robes, pants, and it's leggings and the boots. So we're going to make a bunch of those. So we need, let's see, 8 plus 7 is 15. So we need 19 pieces of gear. I brought enough for 20. So I obviously did my math previously and just didn't trust myself. And I've got a nice wand that should have enough in it. Actually, not quite enough. Well, actually, if we put on the pieces as we make them, this actually might be enough. So let's go ahead and make the robe first. We just need to put this in here. I've actually got a couple more wands, and I will tell you a nice story about the wands. I was wandering around my area, and I found a petch, or a pesh. Pesh? I can't remember how you're supposed to call them. But he had a wand, and because we have the epic siege mobs on it, pretty much all the mobs on the server are just hyper aggressive. And he attacked me. He attacked me right off the bat. And interestingly enough, he had a wand that was mostly full. And on that wand, and I think it's in here, there was a Petch's Curse wand focus. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'd never actually seen that before. Then again, I don't actually see Petches that often, so yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another thing that we're going to need to do down here is make myself an armor stand so that I can swap into my thaumaturge gear when I'm actually doing stuff. Alright, so that should produce a little bit of a V discount, but I think I'm going to have to grab one of those other wands anyway. Yeah, because that only took 0.02 off my cost here, and that's not going to be enough. So then we're going to need 5, 6, 7, 8 for the leggings, and now we're out of fire V, or I can never. Actually, we needed only 7 for that, so I'll need to make 3 more. So then we've got the leggings. Put the leggings on. And the last thing we need to do is the boots, and we will grab one of the other wands. There's another full iron captain there. We'll just swap that guy out. And make the last 3 pieces. And there we have the boots. Excellent. So now we are ready to go with our thaumaturge gear. And I'll make the armor stand later. Okay, so that was pretty quick. So that's not the most difficult thing to do in Thaumcraft, certainly. Get that back in there. And it's certainly one of the first things you want to do because you do get that little bit of a benefit from it. It's probably not super critical, but every little bit helps, especially before you get things like the Ascension networks and stuff like that. Okay, so the next thing, Evil Furnace. Now the reason I want this is because the Evil Furnace actually has a chance to produce lots and lots of extra materials. And I actually have a fair number of ores that I've dug up, but I have nothing that I can really process them to get the bonus that you do with technology, like, or doubling, or tripling, quadrupling, and quintupling. But with Thaumcraft, you can actually get double plus a little bit more if you feed all of your ores through an Evil Furnace. So we need to make one of those. And to go along with it, we're also going to have to make a whole bunch of Arcane Bellows. And I honestly don't know if I'm going to have enough V to pull it all off, but we can at least start with the Infernal Furnace. Now, the Infernal Furnace takes 50 of Ignis and Terra, which should be okay because I think I filled up my other wand downstairs. And then you got to basically build this contraption. So you've got this empty space in the top, you've got nether brick, obsidian, lava, and these iron bars. So let's put it together. Where do I want to put this thing? I want it to be kind of handy, but I kind of want it to be over the magic. So maybe I'll put it like right over here. Yeah, I think right here probably would be good. So let's grab all of our materials. And then I'm also going to need to put an item grate on top of it. Let's actually just put these in here for now. So I'm going to need, let's see, iron bars, and I need obsidian, bucket of lava, nether brick. I think that was it. I think that's all that's in this thing. Okay, so let's take a look at our schematic again, because I don't want to build this thing wrong. Oh, and I need to make sure that I leave enough room for the Arcane Bellows. Arcane Bellows look kind of expensive. I'm probably not going to be able to build too many of those, especially if I want to do some of the other stuff yet tonight. Okay, so I need a plus of obsidian with nether brick. And then I think all I gotta do is hit this thing with a wand and it'll become the evil furnace. And there should be a wand with just enough V in it down here. Should be my gold banded greatwood, yeah. And it comes with its own little bit of V saving, so I should actually get 4, maybe 5 back from making this thing. So yeah, just right click. There it goes. So now we have an evil furnace. The way the evil furnace works, if you've never seen one of these before, is you just drop your ores in the top there, and I'll have to make a staircase of it. We'll do it for dirt for now, but I think I want to make it look a little more sinister than just a dirt staircase. So we drop what we want in the top. I'll put in... Oh, we should build that right now. There's an item thingy. What's it called? Item grate, I think? I think I can actually just build it. I don't think it's... Yeah, item grate from Thaumcraft. It's just a trapdoor and iron bars. I've got iron bars, and a trapdoor is just wood. And I think I took all the wood out of here, didn't I? And I probably need it. Yep, I did. Luckily, if we come over here, look, wood. Give me 1 piece, please. Actually, trapdoor I think is 6. So we're gonna need a little bit more, and then I'll have to pull out old E. So I think it's for trapdoor. Like so, yeah, okay, so there's a trapdoor, and then we put that underneath an iron bar. We get an item grate. And what these things do is it lets items through, but not people, which keeps, me from falling into this thing while I'm up here. And yes, I am clumsy enough, as we all know. I think I need to put a block down. Put a block there, and then the item grate. Yeah, great. Yep, that's my life. And I'm probably going to lose it. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so maybe I actually do place... Okay. I thought I needed to place it up one. Never mind. Taco's doing dumb stuff. So anyway, let's grab an ore real quick. I've got actually a chest full of ores right over here. Might as well sleep, too, while we're at it, since it's getting to be night. Alright, so grab myself an iron ore. And what we do is we just come up on here, and we can throw it down. It goes right through that item grate, and sinks into the center there. And it'll slowly, over a long time, chew on that and eventually spit something out. Now you can speed it up by giving it like Ignis, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have any Ignis. But again, that didn't take that long. And it gives me an iron ingot, and it also gave me a bonus iron nugget, and it will do that occasionally. Now the thing that we have to do at this point is put something down to collect the stuff that's being spewed out. And there are a couple of options. The easiest and the one that's suggested is just to throw a hungry chest right here, which I think we're going to go ahead and do. Oh, the other thing I should do is scan this thing. Really? I can't learn anything from the infernal furnace? Well, that's terrible. How can I scan that that item? Yes, I can. Get wood from it, even though there was iron bar in it. Anyway, so they were going to build the hungry chest because we don't have one and we had never built one before, and we'll get to research it. So let's figure out how to build ourselves a hungry chest, and that's in Golemancy. Straw golems I have not even researched yet, but that'll be pretty key because that'll start to open up Golemancy for us, and that's going to be huge for automation. So a hungry chest is actually just wood and a trapdoor in your arcane workbench with some various V. So we should be able to put that together right now. If I get a little bit more wood on me, let's just grab like 5 or 6 pieces. There we go, 7 pieces, which is like 5 or 6. Let's go down here. So we're gonna need a chest. I think I can just do this on here, can I? Yeah. So we're gonna need a chest and then enough left over to do the... I think I have to actually use a regular chest for this. So it was a chest and then trapdoor? I didn't need a chest, did I? I did not. Nope. Okay, what I did need is I needed one of these. There we go. Trapdoor, and then a U. And then I need to put my... Okay, so I need 3, 3, and 5. Well, there's a lot left in this iron capped one. There we go. Hungry chests, that's what we wanted. I can use this chest for something else. So we got a hungry chest. What we do is we put that down right in front of this guy. I wonder if this thing will make charcoal. I've never actually tried to throw a chunk of wood in there. Since it's right close by, we'll be able to do this instead of using an ore real quick. Just grab that. I did not want 64. I just wanted 1. Throw a piece of wood in there and see if it comes out charcoal. And maybe it'll come up millhouse as well. In you go. So it sinks down in there. Should be a couple of seconds, and then pop out some charcoal. Furnace. Yep. And some experience as well. Cool. So I'll also have to put some brains in the jar here eventually, but there we go. So that's going to be our ore doubling situation. Now, when you say Taco, you said ore doubling, but you only got an extra nugget from that iron ore. Well, one of the things we can do with the Thaumonomicon, or with Thaumcraft, is if we look under alchemy, you'll see that there's this metal purification section. Some of you probably know this already, but I'm going to go over it. Metal purification, what it does is it allows you to form native clusters by throwing your ore into a crucible with metallum and ordo in it. So what that'll let me to do, create ores that will, when fed into this guy, actually produce double the yield. So it'll give me 2 iron ingots plus still that chance to give an iron nugget. So, or a nugget of whatever it is I'm smelting. That's pretty huge. That's my ore doubling. And you're going to say, well, what's that whole thing about the... What's the whole thing about the arcane bellows? The arcane bellows actually make this process of smelting through the infernal furnace faster. It speeds it up a lot, and it gives you a better chance of receiving the bonus resources. So let's build at least one of those, but I think I'm going to build most of those off screen. So we need some leather. Ooh, did I even bring the stuff over for this? I did not. Oof. I don't think I have any leather down here either. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to have to gather some resources here real quick. I will be right back. Alright, got my stuff, so let's build one of our arcane bellows. So we're going to need to... I think it's leather here. This, and, oh, I don't have the air shard. Does stuff stay in this table? Oh, it does. Oh, that's nice. I need an air shard, and I've got the piece of iron. So then we put the air shard here and the iron here. Do I have enough in this? Oh, I do have enough in this one. Oh, that's very nice. Alright, so we get 1 arcane bellows. I'm not going to be able to make another one of those with that wand. So if we take our arcane bellows, they can go in one of 4 locations, and it's each side where this little circle is, or in the center, and there's also one of those in the bottom. The bottom one is also where you feed the V in, so it's good not to put one on there. So if we put it on here, it's going to bellow away. Yeah, good. It's bellowing away, and that just speeds it up and gives us a better chance of receiving those bonus materials. So I'll build 3 more of those off camera and just surround this guy with them. So there we go.